All right. So since you guys are here, you get first dibs on what we talk about. So what's on your mind? What are you struggling with? What's there something maybe recently or something that's really kicking your butt?
So, and I'm sorry for going. I didn't mean to cut.
So go ahead, Reggie.
Um, no,
Whoever's talked first, that was it.
Yeah,
That was
that's how it works.
a lot of little picadillos, but I guess I'm thanks to your community here. Of course, it opens up a whole can of worms for me. Like I could do this, I could do that, I could do this.
Right.
It's very helpful, but it's like there are things
Overwhelming
like,
sometimes.
yeah, sometimes I guess,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
finding myself now, at least based on the project I'm doing. I keep doing simple things like take a schedule, for example.
Mhm.
All right, I can generate a door schedule, window schedule, whatever, based on the parameters that may be in my file at the time.
Right.
But the dilemma I have is like how best, I guess what I would love to do is to find that tool or the method of operation to kind of set up the parameters that I would like to track, like say for a door or window or what have you.
Hmm.
And kind of, I know you can go in and create the parameters and then map it and all that kind of stuff. And I guess you had, I think it was here where you were talking about, was it Revit? I think it is.
Mhm. Yep.
That allows you to go in and kind of maybe set up your parameters like in a list. Like what I'd love to do is kind of just write out a grocery list of things I'd like to cover and then be able to just drop them in,
Mhm.
at one time versus, one at a time type of deals.
So are you talking? I think what you're talking about is a little blend between some techniques, but also having a template that already has these things built into them.
Yeah, I mean,
like a door schedule, you're talking if you drop in
right.
a 36-inch by 70-inch door, all the miscellaneous info that may be part of that, whether it's lock set, handing, type of
Right.
room, I mean, whatever, right? The STC, whatever you want to do. So, obviously, pre-populating things into your families and then having a template save that you can use is one way, right? So that door always has it. It takes the initial upfront, you have to set it up, but once you're done with that, in theory, every time you start a new project, it's there, right, as the template. But I think what may be helpful, just as a sort of what we can sort of demonstrate today that may be helpful and also helpful to others, is this idea of a key schedule, and this could be used for a lot of different things. In the commercial world, I usually use this all the time for doors, rooms, not really windows, but mostly doors and rooms, because there's a lot of information that was very text heavy, and didn't necessarily change the type of a door, right? And that's the key here is the door itself was always a 36 by 70-inch, but it may have a different lock set. It may have a different handing. So I didn't want to necessarily make a door type for every single change that was just the lock set moving. So which screen am I sharing? Are you seeing Revit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know which screen. For some reason, Zoom, I don't know why. Zoom it's not highlighting. Usually it highlights the screen that you're on, but whatever. Okay. So just as I'll do it from scratch. So these are the kind of things that I would have built into my template as much as possible. But the way it works is, and again, I think in general, this is just to show you a technique that you could use. So the way it works is, let's say we're using these really cruddy flush doors, which are, I don't know why these are defaulted into their architectural template. They have such better doors in the library, and they default those crummy ones.
Yep.
Oh, come on, those are awesome, Jeff. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh!
Every day.
I've been using them for a long time and finally found the good ones.
Yeah, right. And that's what I tell people. Like immediately, I'm like, guys, by the way, if you go in and look, like in 2019 or something, they gave us a whole bunch of great doors for residential. Like, look at these things. They got handles. They got lock. I mean, they look so great.
I asked someone, where'd you get that door family that you put in? And he's like, it's in the library. So what? Since when?
Yeah,
I've been using the same door since 2007. So
exactly. So let's say we're looking at this project, and in theory, right, these are all the same door, right? They're 36 by 84. But when it comes to things like schedules, maybe maybe this door has a different lock set than this door, which has a different lock set than this door and this door. And so you could make a different type, right? And so you could take this, you could say edit type, you could duplicate it and call it, sorry, this dialogue's popping up everywhere. Call it lock set 2 or something like that. Or whatever information might change in your schedule, and then fill out all this stuff, right? Which is fine, but maybe you don't want to type for everything. Maybe there's information in the schedule that doesn't make sense to make a different type, but it makes sense to use just in the schedule. So one approach, which is something I think is valuable, and not just for doors, but just to know how this works, is super cool. And I actually haven't done it in a while, so bear with me. Is to create what's called a key schedule. Okay, so the way that works is if I go to schedules and I do schedule and quantities. Oh, maybe not. Like I said, I haven't done this in a while. Give me a second. Yeah, is it that? Oh yeah, schedule keys. Here we go. You got to select it first. So let's say we do doors. So notice how it says schedule building components is the default, right? This is the one that everyone uses. There's a little box here called schedule keys, right? Okay. And then see this thing called key name. When I click OK, there's going to be an instance parameter for every door in this family called door style. Okay. Super cool. So, so if I do that, if I say doors, door style, click OK, typical what you've seen for schedules, it's going to give me instance properties, right? So these are all the instance properties. So you would still need to add parameters for all the instances you want. So for now, I'll just add comments, finish, frame material, frame type. If you want more, I'll show you how to add those. But so now it just made this thing, right? That's fine. If we want to add more parameters, I guess I'm going to have to go under, can I do it from here? Yeah. So I can add project parameters. So I just went under manage project parameters, click add. Right. And if I do doors, I'll just make one for lock sets. So I'll call this one lock sets or lock set. I'll make it an instance parameter, make it maybe text, maybe integer. Usually they're numbers. So we'll just say integer for now. Fine. And then click OK. So now we have that one. And now over here, you can see lock sets there. So type parameters don't exist in this. This is for instance parameters only. Okay. And so now I'm going to add all this here. So you can see here it is. Notice there's no information in it, even though I have 6 or 7 doors in the project, right? In my door schedule, if I was to create a door schedule, not a key schedule. So if I just quickly go door schedule, we'll call this one door schedule now. Now notice I have my type and my instance parameters, right? So I could add all of these, including, I want to make sure I add lock sets there. And all your typical height, width, family, all the door stuff. Now, on this one, I have all my doors, right? So the way a key schedule works is, or this one they're calling door styles, is you actually input data. It's basically, or I mean, you can import it from sources if you want, but what you're doing here is you're making what are called keys. You're making a style for this door. And so what I mean by that is if I say insert, oops, my bad. Insert data row. Sorry, there's 2 inserts. So insert data row. Now I have a row that I can type information in. So I can say garage door, let's say, whatever. And then in here, I can type in information, comments. This is a garage, finish, steel, metal, whatever, frame material, metal, frame type, metal, sure, lock set, let's say 52, whatever. Okay. So, and I'll add one more. So I'll do insert data row. And so you can add as many of these keys as you want. Gotcha. And what this does is, so I'll do one more. I'll just do living room. I don't know, like a patio door or something, whatever. Patio. And I'm just trying to think residential. Again, I use this a lot in commercial, but I think there's still applications that you can think of for residential that work here.
So it seems as though what you're saying is instead of being bothered with all of the building this grand parameter, forgive me the term, but I know you go in and create these parameters that can go from project to project. Mm-hmm. You're saying, well, I guess in this case, it allows you to kind of dismiss all that and build as you need. I mean, you can.
Well, what you're
build-
doing is you're building a database of information that you can assign to your families, right? So now I created those couple of styles, right? If I select this door, remember I said a door style now is there. See that? I didn't make that parameter. That was created because I created a key schedule. But now I can actually assign any one of these to these doors. So if I say garage door, notice lock set says 52, frame material says metal, finish says steel, and comments say this is a garage.
Gotcha.
See what I mean? So then I can actually flip through this. I can click these two and say, well, these two are living room. And then this one is garage again for whatever reason. But not only that, but now notice it's populating my door schedule too. I can even put door style as a part of that schedule, right? So if I click here and I pull this up, right? See the door style. And actually, believe it or not, I can select on this. I can change the style. Isn't that cool? Right. So, you know, like I said, the two ways I use this the most in the past is doors and rooms. So think about rooms, a room finish schedule. You can pre-populate your finishes based on the room types. So if you're doing a school, let's say, what we used to have all the time was, you know, K through 12 classrooms. So we'd have like maybe pre-K, K classroom, and then you can just select all the rooms, change the style, and then the room schedule is populated, right? Because they're just instance parameters in it. And so, and then once you save these, if you create this, you can save this as a template. Anytime you open it, it doesn't even matter what door family you load in, right? So if I loaded in, insert, load family, one of those better door families, which they're better, but they're still not great.
They're not great, but they're better.
I taught my, on Wednesday nights, I teach at University of Hartford. I teach undergrads and grads. And we went through, we did a angular parameters. And so I was teaching them how to make a door open in 3D, which I think is one of the tutorials on the community. But we were messing around with the stock doors, these doors, and I was showing them how, like, yeah, they're letting you rotate it in 3D, but like if you do a certain number of rotations or you hit a certain point, the thing breaks and all this stuff. I was explaining like why it's not a good thing to do it that way. Although they nested these, which helped, but whatever. So now I put in a new door, right? So if I click door, so now this is that glass one. Even though it's a different family, notice I still have styles I can apply.
Right.
See what I mean? So they're based on category, and then you can pre-populate these lists, and this can live in your project as in your template, right? So anytime you bring a door and anytime you start a new project, you can apply a style to it, and that will fill out your schedules, right? Not only does it fill out your schedules, but it also is applying that information to this door, right? So, you know, it's not like it's a data schedule that doesn't link to the element. The element has that information. And it works the same with rooms, right? So if I put a room in here and I go to view schedules, create a new schedule, go down to rooms, schedule keys, right? Now I'm doing a room style, base finish, ceiling finish. Let's do all the finishes. Why not? And here we just do insert new data row. We'll do a couple of them. And here maybe we do, I'll use school as an example because that's what I always did. So we can do, maybe there's a classroom style, maybe there's a hallway style or something, and then maybe there's a assembly or whatever. And then in there you have base finish. You know, you can just say PT1 and ceiling finish, you know, GYP comments, department, floor finish, VCT1, right? And you go through. And so now what you're doing is you're not assigning this to any elements yet. And ACT2, let's do the VCT2. But I can select my rooms now, and I can also select multiple rooms. I should probably do more than one. So I can do, if I do multiple rooms, I can select, let's say, these two rooms and say my room style is classroom, and notice it fills all this out. And you can't modify it, right? It's the classroom. The key is now controlling your parameter inputs.
Right.
And then here we can click this one and say this one's maybe assembly. Boom. So now, you know, if we made a room schedule, we'd have all the information there.
Right. So basically what you're saying is, I mean, and I'm vaguely familiar with the key. I've seen this done like, million on YouTube, whatever. But the thing is like I always thought I would have to, I mean, and I guess I still could, but what I find happening is even if I build a template, which I have a bit of a template, but of course that changes because I'm always doing something different. And then I start not to go out and, I don't know, grab a door like in this latest one, I like, I'm looking at nano wall doors or something. And I drop that in and it brings all of this stuff with it. So now I go and I do a door schedule and then it's like 1,000,001 things under all the fields that I made when he's like, I really don't want all of that. And it's like,
right. Right. And that's why I'm saying like with something like a door schedule, a window schedule, even a room schedule, you may be better off using something like a style because these are instances, right? So you can bring in any family and you won't have the craziness of, the inconsistencies between the types, right? Because type parameters are what people made when they built the family. So unless you're the same person who built all the families, those may not be very consistent across the board. So by doing this, and in general, you could use instance parameters without the style. But what's nice about it is you're managing it globally, right? So the other thing too is if I go into my style schedule, so let's go to the door style schedule, and I change this from steel to wood, right? All the doors now and the schedule update that had that style. See how it says wood right there. See?
Okay, got it.
Well, let me try my annotate again. I've been getting better at using Zoom to annotate when I teach my class. The problem is I can't keyboard shortcut it. Maybe I just haven't figured out how, but because you have to write and then you have to clear it and then you have to click back to mouse or else you're still writing. I don't know, whatever. So is that helpful? Is that something different?
Yeah. It just means that this is probably the last time that I will go through this rigmarole of.
And as far as sort of the data input, where a program like like Dynamo or PyRevit or just in general, copy pasting, inserting, you can fill that out. The whole style thing, you just format an Excel sheet like that, and if it's easier to fill out in Excel, or maybe you already have one filled out, then you can bring that data in. Into your door style and then save it as a template. And you've always got this information in your template.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. That helps.
Pretty cool, right?